Hey, thanks, Susie. We have Monique Graziadei here today. As you probably all know, she is my wonderful, beautiful daughter. I did read the Valentine's Day card that you gave me on the air when we first opened the show. Thank you so much, honey.
You're welcome.
You're very, very sweet. That made this day the best day. That was really wonderful. Thank you. Morgan is here to talk about Fund a Field today. Fund a Field is a charity organization, and Morgan has been a really key person in that organization. So I want you to tell me about, so what's your position with the organization right now?
Well, with the main organization that started in Danville, it's like all the clubs at all different high schools and colleges. I'm one of the 4 directors that kind of keeps things running and makes it all go smoothly within the whole organization. And then for the Amador County chapter, I started that 2 years ago and started the Amador High School Fund a Field Club also. So I founded that, and I'm also the president of that.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So are the elections coming up sometime this spring for the new officers for next year?
Yes.
Oh, good. So you have some good prospects.
Yes.
I really like the club. I'm able to go over and sit in on some of the meetings just so there's an adult there. And I really love meeting all of your friends and the people that are passionate about it and really interested. I think it's so great for kids to have a purpose, and it gives me a lot of joy to see you doing what you do so well, which is organizing people, keeping them motivated, and, but more so, spreading a cause that you feel passionate about. To me, that's very endearing. I love to volunteer as well. And I just am so proud of you, and I'm glad you have a heart for this particular organization. So tell us what Fund a Field is and does for people.
Well, Fund a Field is a nonprofit organization, and we raise money to build soccer fields in underdeveloped countries around the world. Right now we've built 8 soccer fields, and the 9th one is being built in Haiti as we speak from the donations that we made from the Lucky Ducky race.
You'll tell us about that in a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
And so basically the whole thing is run by kids that are just working to help other kids. There's adults that oversee everything, but it's all run by teenagers in different high schools and colleges.
Yeah, and that's really, really amazing. So tell us a little bit about how Fund a Field makes money to provide, well, of course, the soccer fields, and then all the other things you provide when you go there.
Well, our main way of fundraising is through paper bead jewelry sales, which are these paper beads here, and women in Uganda make them out of magazines. We send them magazines, they cut them into strips and roll them up to make these little paper beads, and then they send them back to us, and so our proceeds go to building the soccer fields and also paying those women to make these beads.
And so for the women, because there's jobs are hard to come by in the United States, even more so in Africa, in Uganda, there's not little to no transportation, etc. So what are you doing? How are you enhancing their lives by giving them a job?
Well, these women that make these beads all previously worked at this rock quarry where they break rock to make gravel, and so Fund a Field hires widowed women that have multiple children that have lost their husbands in the war or from hunger or anything like that, and so Fund a Field hires them to make these beads, and they go from making 80 cents a day to making $5 a day.
Wow, that's great.
Through Fund a Field.
It sounds like a little bit here, but in a country where only 80 cents a day, $5 is a ton of money.
They can live really well and feed their 8 to 10 children and have a good life.
Wow, it's hard to feed the one that I have. Tell people how the rock quarry is run, because I don't think we think of heavy equipment when we think of rock quarry and lots of trucks and things moving around, but I think it's quite different in Africa, and you were there, so why don't you explain it?
It's very different from here because there's absolutely no machinery. It's all just run by men and women who, when we walked around, we just see the men are down deep in the quarry lifting the big rocks out, and up at the top the women have little hammers, and they're just breaking it into little pieces.
Crazy.
And we tried doing it, and we couldn't do it as well as they do.
It is a talent then, huh?
Yeah, and we also brought them protective eye goggles.
Oh, that's really great. Yeah. So a little bit more about Fund a Field. Your organization, the club that you started here in Amador County, what are you doing, and how are you selling beads, and how are you getting the community involved?
Well, we just had the Lucky Ducky race, which was a big part where we sell these ducks, and they have a race, just like the
bought
duck
some.
race here in Sutter Creek. And so we had some good winners for that, and we sold a lot of ducks. And then
So the race was kind of like the Sutter Creek duck race, where you purchase a duck for a certain amount of money. You get this little one just kind of to keep, to remind you that you have donated. And then there's a card with a number on it, usually. So, you know, if you win and when you win, they can contact you via that number on the card, right?
yes.
That was a neat fundraiser. And this was actually my beaded bracelet that I got with my duck. And of course, you know, how can mom not buy as many ducks as you want to sell me? But this is really beautiful. And you can see here, really just a great idea on jewelry, where they've rolled up the magazines into these beads. They're shaped all differently. These ones kind of are, you know, in a cone. These ones are elongated. You have some pink ones here. Almost looks like shells, but they're actually paper beads. And then this is kind of neat too, because this one has a clasp on it, open and close, opposed to putting it over your head. So I really like that, and I really love the purse. The purse is awesome. And so real quick, tell us about this.
This is a soccer ball that I got straight from when I was in Uganda, and it's just trash bags rolled up and bound with banana leaves, and this is what they use until we go over and bring them One World inflatable soccer balls.
All right. Well, Morgan, thank you so much for being on the show. If people want to contact or donate to Fund a Field, how would they get a hold of you? Is it through the high school?
Yes, they'd go through Amador High School and ask for me in the Fund a Field Club.
Fabulous. Thanks again. I love you.
Yes,
Happy
thank you.
Valentine's Day.
Happy
We're going to go
Valentine's
to a
Day.
short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.